Dawson Rider Wiki.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with my review of Power Rangers Ninja Steel episode 15, The Royal Rumble. I think that's the name? Yes, I'm like 99% sure. So, okay, this was the debut episode for the Lion Fire armor. Really thought about it there. Like, they're like, what do we name this? We need to think of the most creative name possible. And they're like, okay, guys, it's Lion and it's Fire. Let's call it the Lion Fire armor. Brilliant. I mean, it's not a terrible name. It's just, I kind of miss when we had really cool sounding names for things that were like kind of creative and not just let's list the qualities in the name. But anyway, so we got the debut of that and of the Lion Fortress Megazord. Basically, this was like a two-parter episode with last week, except it wasn't called that. Except both titles started with the Royal, so it was like a not two-parter, if that makes any sense. But I thought overall it was a pretty solid episode by Ninja Steel standards. Again, with the only thing that really upset me was Victor and Monty at the end showing up. Or I guess they showed up throughout the episode, but their main bit was at the end after finding like a gravity thing or whatever. But the bulk of it basically was around, I think it was Princess Viera? Vera? I'm gonna call her Viera. If that's wrong, it's fine, because I said I didn't know. I covered myself. No, but Princess Viera was like, I'm alive! And there was like a really funny moment. Not funny, like, ha, it's so funny. It's more like, funny, that's stupid. When they know that she just helped them, and she poofs into the command center because she put like the pin on Haley's backpack so that she could, the poof pin. And then all the Rangers except Sarah are like, you're in our base. And she's like, oh, hey guys, like I was gonna help you or whatever. And then they're like, we're glad you're okay. I was like, what the hell was that? Like, I don't know why they were like, I mean, I understand the initial, but like not staying like that. Like they were looking at her like, we're about to fight you, even though they knew she was an ally. And then she didn't say anything like, oh, calm down, and she just said like, oh, I survived the crash, and like, we're glad you're okay. I'm like, it just came off as funny, like, we're glad you're okay, even though we were just about to beat you up, even though we knew you were an ally now. I don't know. I get it, she was in the base, it was weirdly played, it could have been more balanced. But basically, then they're like, oh yeah, the Ninja Star, I actually forgot this, the Nexus Star showed him the Lion Fortress, because I was just assuming that that was going to be just manufactured by the Nexus back then. But I guess it was like a vision so that they could have Mick work on making it compatible with the Zords. Essentially, like modifying it to become its own Megazord, and likely prepping it for the future formations with the Ninja Steel Megazord and whatever Gekiatsu is going to be called. So, that was kind of neat. I like that. I like that it originally wasn't a Ninja Steel Nexus thing, and that they had to, like, modify it, so it kind of explains, like, oh, why it's got a power star and why it works with things now, and I like that explanation. There was a bit of a hiccup when you found out that Mick's people were actually enslaved by the people of the Lion Galaxy, which I thought was a neat little twist, and I think they do a better job between this and then when his parents called him at the end of showing Mick's trauma, I guess, for as much as they would show it, of the way his life's been affected by these various things, compared to Brody, who's been through some similar things and just acts like, everything's epic! I was kidnapped and raised on an alien ship for like 10 plus years! Or something like that. I don't remember the year time, but I feel like it's 10 plus. But anyway, so that was just kind of a nice little character beat. And then when they were out trying to distract the monster dude, whose name I forget because it's not important, while they were working the Lion Fortress, they got like the Lion Fortress armor via the little morpher thing that poofed to him, and it just kind of poofed Viera's. Poofed is the word of the review this week, guys, but it kind of poofed the armor off of her. I was a little bit disappointed by the way that was handled. Like, it seemed weird in general that like Sarah was like the main person to connect with her. Mainly just because I knew that Brody was going to get the armor first. And not like it's bad that Sarah's getting focus, it's just, I assumed they would want to go for that. And so when that happened, and since I knew, then once I realized it was going to be two parts, I was like, oh, so I'll probably have her having a little bit more of a connection with Brody or something. So I don't know if they necessarily needed that much of an emotional connection. That's not what I'm meaning. It's just usually when they have power-up stories like this, there's usually like a story beat for it. So it just seems weird for Brody to get it just because, and it just sort of reinforces the classic, oh, just because he's Red Ranger, which is not untrue, and it's just kind of something that is the way it is. It doesn't bother me, but when there's a story reason for it, it makes it seem less like, you know, just paint by numbers. But my main point is I wish in this episode there was a little bit of something between Brody and Viera so that like she would, and then she could give him the armor basically. and instead of it just poofing off of her and have more of that, that's what I thought we were gonna get, have more of that, oh, you can use this now moment. I thought that would have been cooler as a character moment. But yeah, the armor debuted, which is basically more or less a battleizer in a way, and I've always really dug that mode, and so it was neat to see it. And then the Lion Fortress was modified, and they got the Megazord, and they won, and Viera returned to her galaxy to, you know, make things better, and she said, like, you can use my armor and Zord anytime you want, which, that's kind of funny to me. Not that she lets them, but I didn't expect it to be, like, it's gonna go back and then just kind of poof here. Again, poof, there it is, that's like the 10th one. To, like, just be able to materialize here. I thought she was gonna leave it there and take some sort of different ship. I feel like for the armor, it's even weirder, because, like, with the Zord, it could be like, oh, yo, Viera, we got this monster here, can you poof it? I don't know why I have that voice. But, like, with her armor, she could just be like, la la la, royal activities, oh, and then, like, it just poofs off of her. Poof, again, I can't stop. But, I don't know, I just thought that was kind of unexpected, and just kind of a, I don't know. She could have left it there, I guess. But I guess she needs it? I don't know. Or I thought maybe the Nexus Star, like, created a duplicate afterwards, essentially, or something. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, overall, I thought it was a pretty solid episode. It was a solid debut. There were some nitpicks I had about the way that the armor was handled a little bit, but it was pretty decent, and I do like the storyline behind how they decided to do this. I thought it was more creative than just simply something else coming out of the Nexus Star. So overall, I give this episode a 7. Anyway, that's about it. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's Dawson Ryder, signing out.